husband cannot be your best friend, okay? Your husband is your natural enemy. Yes, he's going to try and pry you away from your best friend. Let me tell you that. That is what a man does immediately. Upon meeting his girlfriend's friends, why are you guys going to the toilet together? Why are you going in a group to the toilet? So we can talk about you. Why are you telling them all our shit? So that somebody can diagnose the gaslighting, dear. Your husband cannot be your best friend. It is a conflict of interest. You know, aging is, it's awful. It really is. It's unpleasant in so many ways. But in exchange, we get wisdom. Which is so amazing and valuable. Right? We get wisdom, we do. We get wisdom because, see, the thing is, there are certain lessons in life that one can only learn through the pain of experience. Okay? That is a fact. So, for example, at 50, I learned that I should have got a divorce at 40. Because 40 is the correct age to pull a move like divorce. Yeah, everything's better at 40. I was better looking. My body was more capable of handling the change that divorce would bring. Yeah, today I can barely handle a change in room temperature. And the thing is that, I want a divorce not because I am in a bad marriage. I'm not in a bad marriage, everyone can calm down. I'm in a boring marriage. Yes. How boring, you might ask? Let me tell you. The highlight of our week is the anticipation of the arrival of our handmade, hand-cut, olive and garlic sourdough bread. For my husband and I, living on the edge of experience, is correctly placing the order of the fresh loaf so that it arrives exactly on the day that there are only 2 slices left over from the old loaf. And on the day that this bread is supposed to arrive, my husband and I wake up and we're both a little tense. Okay? We go about our day, we complete our chores and activities, but we are thinking about the bread. And we're thinking about all the different ways in which we can consume it. Should I toast it? Throw some butter on it? Maybe some pesto sauce? Or no toasting? Fresh out of the bag, soft on the inside, crunchy on the outside, with just a little bit of strawberry jam. And I'm thinking about it, and I'm wondering about it, and I'm fantasizing about it. And suddenly the doorbell rings, and we both go running, and we open the door, and there's the delivery guy, and we ejaculate! I have come to the conclusion that the closest I'm ever going to get to a threesome is that. I talk a lot of shit about marriage, I do. And not just here on stage, just generally if you want to meet me anywhere, I just start telling you, bad idea, bad idea, bad idea, to the point where somebody recently asked me, he was like, listen, if you have such a low opinion of the institution of marriage, it's always someone like that, right? Opinion, institution, it's like, fuck off. You have such a low opinion on the institution of marriage. Why did you get married in the first place? I thought about it, and I got married because I was born in the wrong era. Yeah, I was talking to our 2 young comedians just now, yeah? And one of them says to me, she's like, you know, Rads, your generation's very different from our generation. And I was like, ooh, how so? And she's like, basically, we don't need to get married. And I was like, word, she's right. They don't need to get married. And listen, I don't want to talk on behalf of every woman my age, so I'm just going to speak for myself, okay? I needed to get married. In fact, if I'm being completely honest, I was desperate to get married. Some of you were there. I was, because I remember myself when I was young, I would go to the clubs and I would watch my friends walk in with their husbands and I would be so jealous. I would be jealous because they had something I didn't have. They had a man who was legally obliged to pick them up and drop them home at any time they wanted on a Saturday night. Oh my God. The reason that these young girls don't have to get married is because they have Uber and Ola. We did not have Uber and Ola. We had hand jobs and blow jobs. Oh my God. You guys, Uber changed the game. Uber changed the freaking game. I remember my first Uber ride. Like, I remember where I was. I was in Bombay, Bandra, Pali Hill, Cozy Home Apartments, Block B. Like, that was the address I typed in for my first Uber ride. Yeah. And I was like, you guys, Rakesh is going to be here in 5 minutes. He's taking the left on Pali Naga. He's coming up the hill 3 minutes. He's at the Cozy Home main gate 2 minutes. He's coming down the Cozy Home lane 1 minute. Guys, Rakesh is here! Running downstairs to Rakesh, jumped into his arms and into his cab and we took off. Okay. We get to our destination and out of sheer reflex, I start to give Rakesh a hand job. And Rakesh like, madam, please. Aap bas 5-star rating de dijiye. I thought getting married for transportation was a legit reason to do so. Okay? I did. I totally freaking did. I had friends who, had better value systems than I did. Yeah. So they would look down upon women who got married for material intent. It's like, look at her. Disgusting. She'll marry just any guy. And I'm like, but he's not just any guy. He has a car. See, to me, she was a wise woman. Because she would not have to end her Saturday night the way I had to end mine, okay? It didn't matter how I started Saturday night, it always ended like this. Can you drop me home? Can you drop me home? Excuse me, can you drop me home? I'm on the way. Can your friend drop me home? Can you ask your friend? Can you just ask your friend if he can drop me home? If he can drop me home, then it's on the way. It's on the way. I'm on the way. I was the chick who'd like lurking around in parking lots waiting for like a group of people to come out. And it's like, get in, get in. And one more person can fucking fit. The guy would drop like 8 people all around fucking Bangalore. And then he'd find me sitting there in the back. Last one. Oh my God, begging, pleading, humiliating myself, right? And finally some guy would drop me home. But the thing with where I lived at the time was, I lived with my parents and the only way to get to my house was you had to drive over railway tracks. And no matter what time of the night it was, 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, 4 o'clock, it didn't matter. As we were approaching the railway tracks, ting, ding, 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 that fucking level crossing would start to close, okay? And the guy would be like, what's this? And I'm like, oh, it's nothing, there'll be a train coming by momentarily. A train? Where do you live? And if anyone's ever been stopped at a railway crossing, the train is never by momentarily. Like, it doesn't matter when you get to this railway crossing, it is a 25-minute wait minimum. Okay, whether you're the first car or the 19th car, it's 25 fucking minutes. And I think we all know what I had to do for 25 minutes. It's like, why is God punishing me for being single, man? But even at that age, you learn things. Okay? Yeah, you learn things. And I learned that I give subpar blowjobs. And also that my female friendships were my most valuable asset. Like I learned it then, okay? That my female friendships are my most valuable asset because if any one of them had a husband or a boyfriend, he had to pick me up and he had to drop me home. Yes. Any of you people over 45 years old, I know there was a time when you thought you had a girlfriend and that you were her boyfriend, you were her driver. Nowadays they have something called friends with benefits. You guys were drivers with benefits. That's what you were. So I had this very pretty friend, and of course she had a boyfriend, and I was set. Okay, every Friday night and Saturday night they would roll up, pick me up, take me out. Okay, we'd go to the bar. He would buy me drinks. I was like, oh my God, what a great guy. I hope you don't mind dropping me home later. I hope it's not inconvenient. No, you're like my sister. I insist. I was like, bye, brother. Bye. Oh my God, I love that fucking guy. Okay. And so this, and then they would drop me home, and of course that fucking crossing would be closed. But this time I would joke and laugh, and they would joke and laugh, and we'd be laughing and enjoying ourselves and making fun of people. And I just remember once looking at the two of them and thinking to myself, they're in love, they're going to get married, and I am going to be with them forever. I was like, this is good enough. This is good enough for me, I was like so happy. I'm like, this is like, for me it was like I was in a throuple. So anyway, this went on for a couple of months. And one day my friend comes to me and she's kind of like, all glowy and blushy and excited and everything. She's like, I have to tell you something. I was like, what? I'm planning to break up with him. What? Why? Was he done something wrong? No, he's not done anything wrong as such. It's just that, I'm not feeling it right now. What do you mean you're not feeling it right now? That's not a reason you can't break up with someone who's not feeling it right now. He's a great man. No, Radhika, he's not a great man. Anyway, I'm breaking up with him. Please give him one more chance. I found someone new. Found someone new. Forget about him. Where's the new guy? And then she introduces me to her new boyfriend who rides a bike. And I swear to God, when she first introduced me to him, I thought she was joking. I was like, no. Really? And she's like, yeah, he's so cute. Yeah. I was like, okay, hang on. Took her aside. I was like, listen. You're a car level chick. You don't have to date this bike guy. No, but he's so hot, yeah. I was like, okay. But this bike of his doesn't even have a carrier. Like, where do you guys plan for me to perch myself? Where do I fit into this? You selfish assholes. You know what? I used to call that pretty girl privilege. Yeah, pretty girl privilege. That is when you know you are so pretty that you can dump a guy who has a car for some hot bike guy, okay? Because you know that when you get tired of him, you can dump his ass and go back out there and find another guy with a car because you're so good looking. Not all of us could do that. Yeah. The moment I found a man with 4 wheels attached, I locked that shit down. Yeah, I was like, back up, ladies. This Maruti 800 is mine. Female friendship is a woman's most valuable asset. Yes, ladies, it is. Okay? And let me tell you, I actually believe that women should only make women best friends. Only a woman can be best friends to another woman. Men cannot be our best friends. We can be their best friends, but they cannot be our best friends. Yeah. Because see, only a woman can tell another woman to have some fucking self-respect. And we girls need to be reminded of this shit from time to time. It's a fact. It's a fact because sometimes, we're floating out there in the universe without our best friends circling us and sticking their noses into our business. Yeah? And we start to become very toxic for ourselves. We start to do toxic shit. So, for example, when I was young, my toxic shit used to be that I would date fuckboys. Okay? I would date these fuckboys, which, by the way, in our day, we used to call them assholes. Yeah. But it's the same skill set. It's just a change in title. That's it, okay? So I would date these fuckboys, and when they would fuck around with me, my reaction to the fucking around used to be, I don't mind any of this, okay? But please make sure my friends don't find out, because if they find out, they're going to force me to break up with you, because they're going to force me to have some fucking self-respect, and I don't want to have any self-respect. I just want to get married! Sometimes we need our women friends to come in and pull us out by our hair. Men don't know how to deal with this shit. They don't. A man will deal with this situation in one of three ways, okay? The first. The second. I don't know, dude. He seemed like a nice guy to me. And the third, come here, let me fuck you.
Rads, that's not the case anymore, okay? You're so not woke. Now men and women can be equal friends. In fact, I get along better with men than I get along with women because women are so bitchy, Like my best friend is a guy, and can you imagine his wife doesn't like me?
And the other annoying thing that we are now subjected to daily on fucking social media, right? Like you'll see this post all the time. Happy birthday to my best friend. And then the photograph is of the husband. This is your best friend. This is your best effort here. Get off your ass, you lazy twit. Get out of the house and make some actual fucking friends. Your husband cannot be your best friend, okay? Your husband is your natural enemy. Yes, he's going to try and pry you away from your best friend. Let me tell you that. That is what a man does immediately. Upon meeting his girlfriend's friends, why are you girls going to the toilet together? Why are you going in a group to the toilet? So we can talk about you. Why are you telling them all our shit?
So that somebody can diagnose the gaslighting, dear.
Your husband cannot be your best friend. It is a conflict of interest. The other thing I think about friendship is that have more than one best friend. Ever since this hashtag BFF started up, best friend forever, everyone's got one best friend. Don't be an idiot. Have lots of best friends. Don't be that person that both of us have been best friends since standard 3. And between that time and this time, neither of us have made a single other friend. It's just the two of us, hashtag BFFs. Hashtag my vibe, my tribe. Hashtag you can't sit with us. Hashtag shut up, bitch. What if she dies? You gotta have backup to the backup to the backup. You cannot wander through this life without a best friend. You need plenty of people in the... You need more than one. You need more than one. And you know why you need more than one best friend? Because if you only have one best friend, okay, then that is the only person that you talk to. That's the only person that you will be speaking to. And you will then start sounding like that person. And she will start sounding like you. And then you will start sounding like only one person. And then you will start giving each other advice. And this advice will go back and forth, 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 and then back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. It gets regurgitated into and it's bad advice and you can't check it with anybody. So I had that situation on my hands once, long ago, okay? I had a friend and she says to me, she says, marry a man who loves you more than you love him. Bad advice. Bad advice because, first of all, how am I supposed to know that someone loves me more than I love them? Right? Like, how does a woman ever know a man loves her more than she loves him? Like, the only time a woman knows a man loves her more than she loves him is if the man is a stalker. That's the only fucking time we know. Okay? Yeah. And it's also really bad advice because it is based on the idea that you should marry someone that you know you are better than. Like, forget about an equal relationship, ladies. Go out there, find some shit, marry that crap, and then from his lowly position in life, he will look up to you and admire you for the rest of yours. And that is a healthy relationship. So, I decided to take this advice. I decided to take this advice, and I decided that I would go out onto the Bangalore party scene of 1996 and look for this person who loved me more than I loved him. Okay, so I would roll into fucking parties and be like, rhythm is a dancer. Na, 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 na. Then drink the shots that my friend's boyfriend had bought me. Tack, 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 tack. Get fully drunk and then let's go to the night party! A dancing queen, feel the heat of my tambourine. Yeah, yeah, babe, I think it's beat of my tambourine. Heat of my tambourine. Yeah, yeah. It's very important to look like this when you're looking for a husband, okay? Dancing queen, boo-lay-boo. Aha. 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 So this shit went on for months, okay? And all that I kept meeting was men who I loved more than they loved me. And I'm like, why is this happening? Why? And like, I would meet a guy, a perfectly nice guy, and then I was like, shit, man. I love you more than you love me. It's not gonna work. I have to find that guy. Right, that other guy. And so anyway, I went on, and that's all I kept finding was the guys that I loved more than they loved me. And then one day, I was at a party, and it occurred to me that maybe this wasn't going to happen. It wasn't going to happen for me. And I felt a little bit sad, okay? I felt a little bit bad. And then, I will survive! For I know how to love, I live, and I got all my love to give. I will survive! I will survive! I did all that shit. And then I was like, you know what, Rads? Enough. Throw in the towel. Call off the search. But moments before I did that, I met a Jat. I met a Jat man from Haryana. And I was like, oh my God, you are a Jat from Haryana. There is no way that you can possibly love anyone less than they love you. Come with me. And so we go off. But unfortunately, when you think you are better than someone, God punishes you. And the way that I got punished was that God gave me a Jat fuckboy. The difference between a regular fuckboy and a Jat fuckboy is that a regular fuckboy will fuck you and then he will ghost you. But a jat fuckboy will fuck you, and then he will very politely sit you down and tell you that he cannot have a monogamous and respectful relationship because his mother wants him to marry a jat. Now, if I had any fucking self-respect, I would have been insulted. But I was flattered. I was like, hang on a second. This woman has a very high opinion of me. She seems to think that I have the capabilities of luring baby Jat away from the flock. She seems to think that I am some kind of a Jat seductress. Ladies and gentlemen, she seems to think that I am Hema Malini. And so for me, this was no longer a problem. It was a challenge. And the challenge was to get not him to fall in love with me, to get her to fall in love with me. Okay. So I decided right there and then that if Baby Jat was not going to stalk me, then I was going to stalk Baby Jat. Okay? I was going to take my pride. I was going to put it aside. No, actually, I wasn't going to put it aside. I was going to take my pride, throw it on the ground. Spit on my pride, and I was going to stalk him. Okay? And I did. Baby Jat flew away to America. I flew away to America. Baby Jat found a job in America. I found a job in America. Baby Jat moved into an apartment with his very best friend in America. I moved into the same apartment. Every time Baby Jat and his friend turned around, there I was. So, this went on for a couple of months, and then a few more months, and then a few more months. At which point, I started to get a little nervous. I was like, oh my God, please tell me that I have not wasted all my youth on this Baby Jat fuck boy. And that is when the heavens opened and God looked down upon me and she was like, don't worry, it just so happens that you have fallen through the fuckboy loophole. The fuckboy loophole is when you find yourself inadvertently dating a fuckboy who has to make it in life on his own. Because see, ladies, if you ever get with a rich fuckboy, you are truly screwed. Because a rich fuckboy has all the money in the world to waste your time. But a fuckboy who has to make it in life on his own, he has to take up certain activities that take time away from being a full-time fuckboy. Now, at first, he's going to try and do both, okay? He's going to be like, I'm a fuckboy, but I'm also a professional man. I'm a fuckboy, and these are my sales projections for the year. I'm a fuckboy, and I'm going to do an MBA. I'm a fuckboy. This is going to go on for a minute. But then he's going to start getting tired, okay? He's going to be like, I'm a fuckboy, but guys, I can't come out tonight. I have to go to work. I'm a fuckboy. Oh, I'm a professional man. I can say, I'm tired. I'm dehydrated. I can't go on. I'm going to collapse. And that is when I go tiptoeing over and I put my ear to his mouth and I hear the three magic words, meet my mother.